like, I am totally down to hear a rapper talk about selling drugs and shooting people and every other bad thing on earth if they're going to talk about both sides of it. Because if you're going to talk about shooting somebody, I want to also hear about how you felt afterwards. I don't want to just hear you be like, and I shot a motherfucker, and I sell drugs. It's like, that is boring. We need depth in 2020. You know, it's like, I want to get the full scope of things. It's like, if a girl's going to post the Facetune shit, I think she got to talk about Facetune shit, like somebody in Tana's position who is communicating publicly like that. It's like, which I think that's what's dope, is that she really, say what you will about it, she ain't exactly bullshitting with her audience. I mean, she might have had a fake husband, but I mean, she's not exactly like faking a lot of other stuff, I don't think.
Yeah, she's very open about her life, her drug use and all that stuff, her partying lifestyle and all that stuff.
We need that. Do we have actual stories that we should talk about? I feel like I have some. Oh yeah, as long as we're talking about the Paul brothers, are you guys familiar with what happened over this weekend? This is hilarious.
Crazy.
So I do the
One Direction.
I do the Logan Paul interview Saturday morning. Sunday night, Jake Paul is in Vegas along with everybody else for this boxing match that I was not at because I did not hear or know about it. And so Jake Paul's in the lobby for the hotel, and Zane from One Direction, which is allegedly a boy band, he comes walking through. He's allegedly famous. I don't know who I wouldn't recognize him besides maybe.
Yeah, probably me neither.
I probably seen him somewhere on a billboard.
I like Zane.
So you know he is. I thought they were talking about.
I recognize One Direction. I don't.
For a second, when somebody was like Zayn from One Direction or whatever, I was like, Zane Lowe was in One Direction. I was like, I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. He's too old. I can't believe you even thought that for a second. I'm like, you're so stupid, Adam. But yeah, so he's coming into the hotel. I mean, I'm imagining how this played out, but basically, Jake Paul is just being Jake Paul, hanging out in the lobby of the hotel, acting like a damn fool.
With his YouTube losers.
YouTube losers. That's what I like about. Okay, but anyway, Jake Paul sees Zane and you know, probably says like, hey man, come get my vlog, Zane, I fucks with you, bro, blah blah blah. And Zane just keeps it moving, rushes past him. So Jake Paul goes on his fucking Twitter and basically says, hey, fuck you, Zane, blah blah blah, you think you're too good, blah blah. Which, okay, whatever. When I looked at it, Jake Paul had like 15,000 likes. Gigi Hadid, who is Zane Lowe's Zane's girlfriend.
The only Zane
who,
we know.
by the way, I can.
You didn't know who she was either.
No, I do know who she is because her dad used to always go to the same gym as me, and I would be like, "Who the fuck is that fucking rich motherfucker?"
And famous lyric.
Yeah, no, that's Bella.
Oh shit, never mind.
Yeah, Bella Hadid. Hit
She's
me
the
with
one
that
that's
XO.
dating The Weeknd.
Right.
Yeah.
But is she still?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't keep up with celebrity news.
She should be dating Fousey, to be honest. She needs a real man.
For the
you
real
need
clout?
a thug in your life.
His name's Rose.
Is it racist for me to sing along to that Tupac song that's like, I'd rather be a N-I-A? Like he spells it out. Sounds racist to me. I'm not singing it out. Nope. But you know what song I'm talking about?
I don't.
You little fucking kid. I hate you, Yuri, dude. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm looking this way.
Tupac. Check him out. Great
I
rapper.
like Tupac.
Great rapper, guys. I swear. Listen to him.
I just don't like you skating on the lines of, is this racist?
You're right. We shouldn't. And we don't have house phone here, so we really have no way to know.
That's why I'm looking over here.
Yeah. Okay. We have no way to know. House phone is normally our way of letting us know that we're all racist. What were we talking? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he also wants like us to say.
Right, but he also wore a swastika hat on this podcast before.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
facts.
That was really weird.
When we were at the Nickerson Gardens with
Stop.
Nope. I'm gonna keep
That's
saying
an
it.
area.
It's a real name of a real place. You might not like
Did
the way
you
it sounds.
go there just so that you could tag it and say I'm here?
No, but I did go there and had a great time. But what happened was Tony's there, and Tony's wearing like, I think it was like a shirt for his brand, the Gully Factory. So it's got kind of like a weird like anchor type logo.
Okay.
And straight up, like I'm standing there just playing Kadama with some of the dudes, and I hear one of the dudes from the projects just go to Tony like, "Yo, is that a swastika?"
What the fuck? Oh my god, dude.
Did it resemble that at all?
I mean, in the sense that it's like a line with like, you know, something coming off of the, and there's like, it's kind of like a weird like X type. I guess it's okay. It's obviously not swastika. It might sort of resemble in shape, but I mean, we all know what a
to be honest,
swastika looks like.
Maybe he has bad eyesight.
Depending on how Tony's dressed, he can look like a Southerner, like kind of like some dude from, you know, Kentucky.
Being a Southerner doesn't mean you're a Nazi. I'm going to stand up for all the Southerners and say, just because you look like you might be from down south does not mean that you are necessarily necessarily a Nazi.
Yeah, I was trying to hear you out. But then like it just my vision of Tony just kept like warping into
Yeah, no.
Okay, never mind.
neo-Nazi.
You guys weren't there, but so I took a piss in those projects. Like somebody just told me, like, yeah, you'll take a piss behind this building, and like acted like it was no big deal. But then when I walked back, he goes, "You know, you're probably the first white guy to ever take a piss here."
Oh my god!
And I was
dude.
like, "You're acting like it's no big deal," and now you're telling me I'm the first person who ever did it. Whatever.
You should be happy.
I was happy.
Well, back to the Gigi thing.
Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
Gigi Hadid.
Gigi Allen or Gigi Hadid?
Gigi Hadid.
Gigi.
Vote below.
R.I.P. Gigi Allen.
R.I.P. Gigi Allen. Yo, I can't imagine what Gigi Hadid would think of Gigi Allen. No, Jason, write that down. That's a merch idea. We take that famous Gigi Allen album cover, but we put Gigi Hadid in it. But she's all cut up with Gigi Allen's
Oh
tattoos
my
and
fucking!
shit.
That sounds funny.
That's kind of funny, right?
Yeah, that is.
Has someone done that?
I feel like you would get a cease and desist immediately and for being a YouTube
Imagine
loser.
she would probably be so confused. There's no way that she
The
knows who
funniest
Gigi Allen
part
is.
about that story was Gigi's tweet where she said,
Yeah,
where she said, like,
because that's all I
forgot
saw.
what she said exactly, but one part
should
kind of
bring
grabbed
it up and we
one
should
part grabbed my
look
attention.
through it.
I'm gonna get it.
She basically said,
You gang of
she said
YouTube
Zane
losers.
is lucky enough to be with someone like me. She said something along those lines, and I was like, holy shit.
No, she didn't say
she
that.
has like
she
such
said
a high.
She said he's home with me, sweetie.
We
With
have
me,
to call.
but I feel like the way
she
she said it, it was kind of like he's lucky, like he's with me, so he won type shit.
Okay.
I feel like it came from a conceited standpoint.
Just for the record.
I feel like it.
Conceited. Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that because to be fair, I mean, like, you know, she's pretty like mad about what he
her
did.
calling his friends like YouTube losers, I thought that was more mean than her being like, he's
I
home
know.
with
What's up
me,
with
sweetie.
just because you have a YouTube,
Okay,
you're a loser?
Let's be factual about what she said.
Yeah.
Gigi said, "LOL," because he doesn't care to hang with you and your embarrassing crew of
yeah, that
YouTube groupies. Now, to be fair, I don't know who was around Jake at this moment, but it's probably fair to assume that he basically had a bunch of YouTube groupies around him. Just like, you know,
And his employee, the
it's
filmer.
Vegas. It's just random ass people who are probably sort of clout munching off of him. But then she wrote, "Home alone with his best friends like a respectful king, because he has me, sweetie. Unbothered by your irrelevant, ugly ass. Go to bed." Oh my God, I did not even see this shade. Alyssa Violet,
Yeah, I saw that.
FaZe Banks' ex, who also spent time dating Jake, responds, "Go off, sis."
Damn.
ILY. Oh my God, she's using the language of the fucking poetry center. Alyssa Violet is literally snapping her fingers and
the way she
applauding
says-
Gigi Hadid.
The way she says he has me, sweetie, just seems like I don't know, like
I don't know
calm
why
down.
you're so bent on that point.
Are you mad that she thinks that she should be as his girlfriend and as an international supermodel, that she should maybe demand more of his time and attention than Jake Paul, who to him is realistically just a random ass guy?
No, I feel like she's throwing herself on a pedestal.
I think she deserves to be on a pedestal. Let's be honest. She's his
Okay,
girlfriend.
Look,
Okay.
you are Zane. No, never mind.
No, he's not.
no,
He's
this
not.
is
He's
not-
not
this isn't-
Zane.
this
He's not
isn't gonna
Zane
work out. This
Lowe.
is
It's
not
not.
gonna
He's
work
not Lil Zane. He's not Lil Zan.
She was standing up for her boyfriend because Jake
Yeah,
Paul
that's
said,
understandable.
And
"You
because
dick."
Zayn didn't want to stand up for himself, apparently. I wonder if they talked about this before she sent this tweet, because I'm assuming she probably tweets.
They probably
not
did talk
that-
about it.
For the record, again, like Jake Paul, from what I saw at that time, he had like 15, maybe 20,000 likes. She has almost 1 million likes on the response.
Shut up.
Damn, maybe I
A
shouldn't say
million
anything
now?
bad about the Gigi.
I mean, Jake Paul, for the record, did apologize for this, but Jake Paul is a master of basically doing things on social media and getting insane amounts of attention. But at the end of the
Negative
day,
attention.
the things that he does aren't necessarily bad enough to really stick with him in the long run. Like, do you
Yeah.
think that anybody in like 6 months is going to be like, "No, fuck Jake Paul. He said that mean thing about Zayn, blah, blah, blah."
That's true.
But in the meantime, everybody's talking about him. We're talking about him right now. I mean, it occurs to me that if I was a little bit more problematic, a little bit more controversial, I could kind of do that thing too. Because I mean, there's been times where I try to talk to a celebrity in public for whatever reason, doesn't work out, but my brain doesn't go to, "Oh, I'm gonna go on Twitter and call them out,"
Yeah.
and then like have their super famous fucking spouse respond to me or whatever, you know? And it's like, it's
What
like,
if Jake like foresaw all of this? He's like, oh, perfect.
I mean, he apologized for this
No,
one.
he said he was drunk and never gonna go on Twitter when he's drunk again.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez. Never
which
mind.
I mean, to be honest, that's a lesson I've learned over the years. I used to get so drunk and tweet the dumbest shit like 10 years ago. Oh my god.
I need to stop
So
getting drunk
drunk.
on live stream.
Yes, you do. You need to
be
change
honest.
your life. Yeah, you definitely need to change your life. Like, it's just like it's not worth the damage that you're doing to your body when you make like $50 and you did like 18 shots. You know.
Yeah, definitely right.
Damn, you go all the way up to 18 shots?
At this point, I've built an alcohol tolerance.
That's crazy.
I-
He was trying to convince me to do like some like dollar amount to I
Take
don't know.
shots.
I was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, it's so funny when, like, think about Yuber. Yuber is just left with all these insane face tattoos that he got on live stream
my
for
God, that
donations,
guy.
but it's like now he's got to live the rest of his life with a fucking PlayStation controller on his face.
He got a CX tattoo, and he got Hampton Brandon's 10 Toes Down tattoo on the other side of the CX, like on the other side of his face.
It's so funny because now he looks like a gang member, but he's actually just a failed streamer.
Bro, did you see how he like even kind of like became famous in the first place?
Crying about his Twitch shit.
Yeah,
put
he
on,
originally made a video where he's like, guys, streaming ruined my life. Like, I lost my girlfriend, lost my job. I'm basically a loser now, and it's all because of streaming. I'm never streaming again. This video where he's crying hits like 600,000 or 700,000 views, and then he got this revamp of people who like started paying attention to him, and then he started streaming again,
But
and
is-
slowly kind of ruined his life with these tattoos and knocking
But
his
he
teeth out.
already had the
Sad life.
tattoos when he made that video about how he failed as a streamer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he already had the controller and the PC, but he didn't have
Right.
the CX or the...
Maybe he should just go all out at this point and just get his whole face done like Bosco or something.
He seems to love tattoos, so he might as well, yeah.
I think
How much do they have to pay him to get a fucking PlayStation controller on his face? What,
I don't know.
$100?
Whatever it wasn't worth it because
That's
man, what a
insane.
stupid thing to do. That is so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes consider what would be like a donation amount that I would want to tattoo my body, and probably like $1,000.
$1,000 a swastika your entire back.
No, the
No?
$1,000 wouldn't even pay for that, and I would never put a swastika anywhere on my
I would
body.
never put a swastika on my body. I am not racist.
Bro, no. Maybe I'd write someone's name on my butt cheek or
Adolf
something.
Hitler.
No.
No. Okay.
Have you guys seen Jake Paul's new what is it called? Academy that he's starting?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should join it. Honestly,
I need to learn how to make some money.
let's
To be
send
honest.
you in there. Let's
Oh
send
my god,
you
that would
I'm
be
down.
to get
amazing.
trained by Jake Paul. I
To
like
be
that
what-
idea.
Wait,
To
aren't
be
you
what,
scared I'm going to become mega successful and just leave the company as
for
like a
Team
millionaire?
10, yeah, Jake Paul. You know what? This is the guy. This is what my operation is missing. No, I don't know.
What if within 2 months I start making $300,000 a month off the Jake Paul method?
I mean, honestly, if that happens, then I hope that we can still be friends because that's a
Same.
lot of money, and I just hope that you can help share the Jake Paul method with me if that does happen.
What is the Jake Paul method?
It teaches you how to be
A
financially
YouTuber or something, right?
financially stable on your own without going to school.
But does he like teach you like a business plan or
Maybe
like,
he tells you to do things like what you're already doing. Like he's like, accept money to take shots on live stream, draw with marker on your face for money on live stream.
I'd be like, yo,
because those are your best. Like that's your best. Basically, you're paying your way through
Take-
life with that,
take
right?
Kinda at this
1,000
point.
milligrams of
Shout out to all my
THC
donators. You guys are fucking helping a bunch. You guys, I'm broke.
to fulfill your Jack in the Box needs.
NoJumper.com. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys enjoyed this video, want one of these, you know where to go. And then No Jumper Facebook too. Link is down in the description. Some good stuff going on over there. Appreciate y'all watching this.